A daily dose of practical wit and wisdom with a professional educator and trainer, Amazon best-selling author, United States Marine, television and radio host, Paul G. Markle. Each episode will focus on positive and productive ways to strengthen your mindset and help you improve your relationships, career goals, and overall well-being. Please welcome your host, Paul G. Markle.
Hello and welcome back to Morning Mindset, and I hope you are ready to engage your brains and listen just a little bit louder this morning. Pour your coffee, but if you're driving, hands at 10 and 2, pay attention to the road. You can listen to my voice, but watch that road in front of you. And if you're one of those folks that listens to me on the treadmill, give me 10 more minutes. How's that sound? All right. Today we're going to talk about earning the reward. This concept was reinforced to me, or I thought about it over the last weekend. As we've mentioned, my family and I, we live in Wyoming, and right now it is cold in Wyoming. It is cold, and we have snow, and we have mountains, and sometimes I get a little wild hair, and I'll go up into the mountains and put on some snowshoes and trudge up and down the trails with my snowshoes on. And I wear the layers, and I've got all the, the warm snuggle gear and so on and so forth. And I was raised in the North. I was born in Michigan, and I spent my teenage years in Ohio, so I'm fully aware of winter and the effects of winter and going out on a cold, snowy day and so forth. And coming back in, something that I enjoyed this weekend that I really hadn't enjoyed very much since I was a child, was going out, trudging around in the snow, and then coming back in. You take all your cold gear off, and you put on your warm fuzzy gear, whatever it is, at the house, and actually sitting down in a chair and drinking a cup of hot chocolate or cocoa or whatever you call it. And you say, oh, that's silly, Paul. I mean, that's for children. But actually, is it just for children, or is it for humans? Is it for people? And you say, well, it's just hot cocoa. You can have it any time of the day. You're an adult. Anytime you want it, you could get it. Yeah, I could. But there's something special about going out into the cold, doing it, whatever it is you're going to do, and then coming back in and getting warm. Skiers know this. Downhill skiers do this. I think some people just downhill ski during the day so that they can enjoy the warm, cozy, by the fire time in the evening. I mean, every ski lodge, what do they have? They have a communal area with a fireplace so that after you've been out in the cold all day long, you come in and you get to enjoy the reward of that warm fire and that camaraderie and whatever it is. How many of you have worked a hard day in the summertime and sweat, like really outside sweating, and then come the afternoon or the end of the workday, someone hands you a cold beer and you drink that cold beer? How good does that beer taste? You say it tastes the same as every other beer I've ever had. No, it tastes a little bit better. Why? Because you have earned the reward. Now, as children, we understood that, or at least I hope you did. I'm not sure how old you are when you're listening to me right now. You might be a young, 20-something or even a teenager. But when I was growing up, you had to earn the reward. You had to do whatever it is. You had to go out and do your chores, or you had to mow the lawn, or you had to do whatever, but you had to earn the reward. For instance, when I played Little League Baseball. I played Little League Baseball, and, back in the mid to late 1970s when I was in elementary school. And in the summertime, if you won the game, if you were winners, the coaches would take you for ice cream, right? But we only got ice cream when we won. I know, you're like, oh, that's mean. That's not nice. Every kid is special, and every kid tried, and every kid. No, we were, and you're just like, well, that's just silly. It's just ice cream, and who cares? Every kid should get ice cream. No child should ever be denied ice cream. But it was more than just a treat. It was more than just ice cream. When I was young, the rule was, and you're like, you had rules when you were young? Rules are restrictive, and rules don't allow children to blossom and flourish. No, children need structure, and they need rules in their life. But when I was a kid, if we played a game and we lost, right? If we lost, we didn't get ice cream. And the coaches were like, you want ice cream after the game? Yeah, we do. Then win. Then work hard. Then try harder than the other team. And you're like, wow, that's really hardcore, Paul. I can't even imagine that in our modern world. But we learned something. And actually, I remember one time, it's funny how you remember things as you're older, but there was a time that our coaches actually surprised us. We lost the game, and it was really close. And I think it might have gone into extra innings or what have you, and it was heartbreaking. And the coaches gathered us all together, and we all kind of felt bad because we all tried really, really hard, and we just didn't make it. And the coaches gathered us all together, and they said, you know what? That's the hardest we have seen you play ever and not win. You didn't win today, but every single one of you put forth the effort. Every one of you worked hard, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to go get ice cream. And we're all like, wow! And it tasted great, and it felt great. It felt wonderful because they acknowledged what we did. Now, imagine our world today where children are raised to, in the world that, well, no child should ever not get ice cream. Yeah, but some kids are just lazy. Some kids just sit there and suck up good oxygen while everybody else works. Some kids don't even break a sweat. What are you teaching your children when you reward them for nothing? When they don't earn the reward? They're like, well, as they get older, when they get older, they'll develop that. No, that's not how it works. You have to learn to earn the reward when you're young. And, earning the reward, even something as simple as sitting down and drinking that hot cocoa, as simple as that really cold beer at the end of a hard day, it tastes better. You feel better. Why? Because you know inside of your heart that you earned it. When I was a kid growing up in Michigan, I lived in Detroit, I know, of all places, and we would go out and shovel snow. When I was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 years old, to me, winter meant I was going to be out in the cold shoveling sidewalks and driveways. That's what winter meant to me, and I knew it was going to happen. And I would go out and shovel our driveway, shovel all the sidewalks and come back in. And generally, my mom would have hot chocolate for me. And I earned that reward by working. But that concept is often lost on the current generation. Actually, sadly, I hate to say this, but I believe that concept has been lost on people that are not teenagers and elementary school children so much today, but human beings in the United States that are in their 20s. They were raised with the no-score soccer, and we don't keep score because that's not fair to the kids that didn't win, and it doesn't matter what you do. Everybody gets the reward. Everybody gets the goodies. You don't have to earn it. As long as you feel like you deserve it, you get it. What kind of a world does that put us in? That puts us in a world where we have adults who never actually have to earn the reward, and they just expect that it's going to be given to them. So take the time to think about your day-to-day life. Think about when was the last time you earned the reward. And I hope that you're earning it every day. For those of you who are fully grown adult human beings like myself, there is a phrase that says, whiskey is a reward for a job well done. And every once in a while, you have to appreciate something like that. All right, today's show is brought to you by the book Team Honey Badger, Raising Fearless Kids in a Cowardly World. And sadly, we live in a cowardly world. And how do we raise fearless children in a cowardly world? If you have children, if you have grandchildren, if you know someone who has children or has grandchildren, this book is a must-read. It's available on Amazon as a paperback or as a Kindle version. And it's by yours truly, Paul G. Markle. Team Honey Badger, Raising Fearless Kids in a Cowardly World. All right, folks, that's it for today. I'll talk to you again real soon.
Thank you for spending time with us today. To get show notes, submit a topic request, and for more from your host, Paul G. Markle, visit morningmindsetpodcast.com. That's morningmindsetpodcast.com. Please leave a review for this podcast on your favorite podcast player. We appreciate your time and effort, and we look forward to reading your honest feedback.